Happy Tuesday, Twisted Tuesday. You know what that means? It's going to make your week
Woo!
a little faster, I hope, and a little funner. Funner? I don't even think that's a real word.
Whatever.
Anyway, it's hosted Lit Folks Tuesday night, Twisted Tuesday, with co-host my good friend Carol Brandolino from Brandolino Encore Music in Shorewood, Illinois, for all your musical instrument needs. Teaching classes, all that good stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And I hope you guys are ready for a good day. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, and you can watch us on all 5 social media outlets. Whatever you're watching it on, it's a good day today. It is Tuesday, February 6th. So, Carol, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm going to take a page out of your book. I woke up today.
Mhm.
I'm happy. Okay. I
What happened?
watch you, and you're always in a good mood when you start your day out. So you know what? That's the best way to do it. So I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here, obviously. And in my office, I have my little "in a meeting" sign outside my door. So
Yes. Oh, no, no, so they can't bother you. Okay, well,
right. And I
that's
just
a
had
good one.
pictures. I just had pictures taken. I totally forgot they were coming in to do photos for everybody for
Uh-huh.
work. And so thank God I always wear black. So it works for me.
Someone says, Tony, when you ever wear anything else? And I said, yes, when they make a darker color
Right.
than black, I will wear that too. I try to loosen up a little bit in the summer, change it
Mhm.
just a little bit, but we wear the black. Everybody does. You know what? You
Yeah,
can wear black and be classy anywhere you go.
right.
Which it does help. Let's get right to our sponsors. You know what we're talking about. We're talking about the great one and only Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Norwich, Plains, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and now in Mesa, Arizona. Carhartt sale, February 5th to the 18th, 20% off all Carhartt coats. Includes coupons. Great for a Valentine's Day gift. Ace Rewards thank you sale. So, Ace Rewards thank you sale, February 2nd to February 11th. Ace Reward members receive an extra 20% off regular price items. And Ace Basic pleated furnace filters. Buy 3 and get 1 through February 29th. And they program all car cut dealers quality up to 50% less than the dealership. That's right, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local. Ace is the place helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods, and it's true. And looking for a public relations, folks, public relations publicist. Everyone needs one. If you got a business and you need it out, you need your brand out there. Whether you're a musician, new company, Bernie DeMayo Partners, folks. Experienced, creative, and smart. Get on TV, magazines, newspaper. Let them know about your business. Go to berndemayo.com or give a call at 312-217-5658. And last but not least, for this part of the show, our good friend Mary Rivas for all your real estate needs. All you guys looking, buying, selling a house in the Chicagoland area, Mary Rivas, the perfect real estate professional. Whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. She can help assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. Mary Rivas, Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. That's M. Grievous at starkre.com, or call her at 630-688-1725. Mary Grievous. Gotta love it. That gotta be a tough job to be a real estate agent, right?
You know what? I thought that was something I was going to get into. I was interested in it just recently, the last couple of years. And when we went through our selling our house and buying a house,
Uh-huh.
and I saw what my real estate person went through, I was just one person that she had. She has tons of people that she's doing this for. She ran around all day long, never stopped, in and out of houses. On the phone, I said, you know what? No, I'm not. It's not just about selling. I could sell something that I could sit from my. I could stand in front of
Right,
somebody and
right.
sell
And then
it.
you kiss ass, and then when you go into some house and they don't speak English, and then you got to do this and that, and
Yep.
everybody's trying to bring your price down. There's another
Yep.
word for it, but I can't say it on the air. Anyway,
And I give them a lot of credit. It's not
yeah,
easy. It's not
so
easy.
it's not an easy job.
No.
Anyway, absolutely. Now we got a busy week coming up, folks. First of all, we'll be at Are We Live this Thursday with Jerry Jams and Lisa P. It's going to be fun for Retro Thursday night. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Tony Toto. And Saturday, Bellagio in Roselle with the main event band, Tony Toto and Danny Ramonde. That's this week. Now, tomorrow, we've been talking about Taylor Swift. Since the last couple weeks,
Wow.
since people have this hatred and love,
Oh,
some love, a lot of hate, a lot of love, a lot of worship, and I didn't know what to do. So I reached out to my good friend Michael Bercoliari and Tracy from Good Clean Fun, and they have a
mhm.
brand new Taylor Swift tribute experience. It's called,
Oh, okay.
and we're going to have them on the show tomorrow as our guest, and we're going to come up with the pros and cons and what's this crazy shit about Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
Of course, we talked briefly about it, but did you watch the Grammys, Carol?
I watched bits and pieces. I can't watch a lot of award shows anymore because I get pissed off. If I want to, I love music, obviously.
Yeah.
I can't, I try to go back and forth just when they're performing because everything else about it is just stressful to me. And then I see people posting things on Facebook. So I constantly, so I can go on Facebook and watch the Grammys or any award show because people are constantly on there. But I did see Miley Cyrus's, her, when she, um, uh, oh my God, what is my problem? I'm not even, haven't even had a,
Her performance.
thank you.
Yeah.
Her freaking performance. I think she did a great job. And I saw her acceptance speech because she won. And what an amazing, just amazing speech she gave. She's so down to earth and she's come a long way. I mean, this girl's come from, when she was a little kid, she's been in this business her whole life. You know what I mean? So
And
she's
I,
grown.
yeah, you know what? I don't know much about
Mhm.
Miley Cyrus. I know she was
Yeah.
the daughter of Billy. She didn't
Right.
thank Billy. Supposedly, they did
Mhm.
not get along for some
Yeah.
reason. But
Right.
Billy did get her. Her father did get her into the business. I don't care what anybody says.
Of
He
course.
opened the door. Of course, she had to do her own work. But what I loved about her is when Mariah Carey gave her the award,
Mm-hmm.
told her to stand next to her, held her hand, and thanked the icon who paved the way for females. And this is what she did. Uh, Not like Taylor Swift, who just snubbed Celine Dion. I believe, now people say it wasn't a snub, but come on. It looked like she was just Celine Dion was just like an usher, just handing her the award. She could have said, thank you, Celine Dion, for paving the ways, and she didn't. So she's going to get a lot of crap for that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
she's
mean?
gonna get some slack for it. You know what? This whole thing with Jay-Z, someone mentioned it to me. I didn't see this part, but someone here at work just mentioned to me about Jay-Z bitching about Beyonce never having gotten, is it album of the year? Okay, but
Yeah.
she's got more Grammys probably than any other. I don't know if it's any performer or female performer, but Beyonce's got all these awards. Why is he up there bitching that she's not gotten? And it's like, poor me, poor her.
Well,
Listen,
yeah,
why?
right.
Who are you
And
complaining to? It's the people that listen to your music. Either they bought it and loved it, and if you have more than two or three great songs or four songs on an album, then you get album of the year. Obviously, not enough songs in her albums, made it to where they need to make it in order to get album of the year. Who are you bitching to? The people that are listening and buying all your music? I don't understand what's his
and you
problem.
know what? He could, if he wanted to do that, maybe do it off his own format,
Yeah,
his own
right.
format instead of doing it on at an award show. It's like,
Yeah, crybaby.
I
He's a
won one and you
crybaby.
didn't. Right. And one
Yeah.
thing I couldn't stand, they showed Taylor all the time and
Mhm.
just up and Oprah up all the, get the hell down, both of you.
No, I
Get the
know.
hell down. I mean, and when she won the award for album, whatever it was, the
Mhm.
best album, it's kind of funny though. And I was going to mention this tomorrow. She won best album of the year,
Mhm.
but song she didn't win.
Right.
So how do you have not the best song and the best album or record or whatever you want to call it? I didn't get that.
Well, I
And she
think the
looked like,
album.
oh, I can't believe I won.
Yes, of course. Look, at some point, I feel like, and it probably happens with a lot of people with a lot of different things in their lives. If something gets done so many times and you win so many times, do you lose the feeling for it, really that genuine feeling for
Yeah.
it? Obviously, your first time, you're saying everything has a special, milestone, but at some point, I feel like maybe they're expecting to win, or if they don't, it's a snub all of a sudden, or it's ever evolving. People are going to, other performers are going to come up like you did and they're going to start winning. And just because you're standing there dancing and singing to someone else's song doesn't mean you're the greatest person in the world. They show these videos of them dancing and singing too,
Yeah,
because she's
right.
supporting women now too. Okay, well, she's at an award show. You should be dancing and singing a little bit.
And look, and I know I gave Taylor Swift a lot of shit, but I also blame it on the something called social media.
Right.
They're purposely throwing them in everybody's face
Yeah,
as
of
well.
course.
Now, there was one comment someone told me, and I did not see at one of the ball games, at the football game, they were putting a camera on, and she whispered, "Leave me alone," or something, kind of mouth that.
Right.
So she's trying to tell it, do not, get away from me or whatever.
Right.
Don't something on me.
Right.
Now, and you know what? I get that part of it. And I do respect that she loves her boyfriend and supports her man. Very, very cool. But there's got to be tons of celebrities that date ball players or sports figures in the stands, and they don't show them every 15 minutes. There's, when Kim Kardashian was on and dated the whole team, they only showed her just a couple times. So
right.
it just gets on my nerve. You know what I mean?
But
who am I? I'm 61. It's not my audience. It's not my, and God bless her, I guess. It's just that we're going to have to either watch it or I don't know. So I'm not really.
I don't hate the girl at all. Well, I'm just going to say one thing, and I'm done with her. But what I'm saying is this. I've talked to other people, and they do like her. I don't have a problem with her. I actually liked a lot of her songs because when my kids were in the car when they were younger, her songs, that's when they were up and coming, and they were fun and exciting. And I've watched interviews with her, and she was very polite. And if there is going to be a role model for younger girls, I'd rather have it be her than Cardi B with her WAP song. So honestly, if you have to choose one or the other, I'd definitely rather have her be more of a role model because she was polite, she was articulate, she was in the interviews I've seen. So okay, and women bond with their daughters and their kids on that music. So if it's clean,
I can say, and I agree with you, but isn't Kardashian the same thing?
That's a tough one.
Now, she didn't sing, but she was her business got a lot, helped all her friends.
Yeah.
You don't think that they look up to the Kardashian family and watch that? You don't think they look up to Madonna when she first came out? Was she a role model? She wasn't that clean. And, Taylor Swift, some of her stuff is not that clean cut. She's 30 years old singing to 12-year-old kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, everybody back then, Cher, was she a role model?
I think it's when you get them in their career, to be honest with you. Like Miley Cyrus was Hannah Montana first. Okay, she was a little girl doing her Hannah Montana stuff. And as she got older, then she hit that spot where, and I'm sure a lot of it, and you'll know about this, your managers or your publicists, you're trying to now reach a different demographic, I think, right? So as you're getting older, you got to start doing things that'll reach a certain demographic, maybe. And so she turned into like this kind of weird, when she did that Come In Like a Wrecking Ball. I mean, that was just the weirdest video ever. My kids were like, what's she doing? Licking a hammer.
And one thing about me is I couldn't tell you what these songs are. I have no clue.
Right.
Something about flowers. I don't know.
Right.
Tell me something about flowers. I don't know. It's just crazy. Watching Ocean Spit. Ellie Weinhardt in the house. Great actress, comedian. She was in the movie A Field of Her Own with Madonna herself.
Oh, nice.
Ellie's watching. Susan, the closer, Jambroni, one of my good friends. She's one of the best. Tina Perry, how are you doing? Dennis Lake Geneva's in the house. Patrice, former Chicago Bear. Honey Bear is watching. Albert from the Ron Onesti organization. Lori, Kathy Eppolito. We were just talking about the rains in California. Hearing about this?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I hope everything's okay there, Kathy, with everybody there in California. But a lot of rains, a lot of floods out there.
Yep.
It's nuts. Richard, she should save a comment about not wearing underwear that day.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's be honest. Now, that's not a role model to me when the 12-year-old's going, Mommy, I don't want to wear underwear either.
Right. No, you're right. That was at the very end.
Now, let me ask you, what if Taylor Swift would have done that? Let's say she came out in an outfit like that, like Lady Gaga and all that. What if she came out with no underwear? Would people go, oh, my God?
They would lose their shit if she did that, probably, because it is all their little girls, their little kids that are looking up to her. That's for sure. Yeah. Man, you know what? They're not perfect. Everybody's going to screw up and say the wrong thing. That's
well,
for sure.
Karen says, here's Karen. Hi, Karen, for watching the show. Says, since I'm older, she's a role model for me. Okay. And like I said, Jackie, what's up, my dear friend from Ace Hardware? Jackie and guys, yeah, if they're your role models, look, I look up to Humphrey Bogart, Sinatra. Look, he was a womanizer. How many people look up to Elvis? Come on, he was a
Sure.
look at it. There was all background. Right now, we found nothing bad about Taylor, and you know why? Because they hide it. If anything happens, they will make you look clean cut. Eventually, somewhere down the line, nobody could be that good
Right.
all the time.
Right.
My opinion and my opinion only doesn't mean a lot, but you know what? Back in the 50s and 60s with these publicists, if one of the
Mhm.
actresses was pregnant or something,
Mhm.
or an alcoholic problem or a drug problem,
Yep.
they would hide all that.
Yep.
Just like Whitney Houston, they were blaming on
Yeah.
Whitney, they were blaming
Oh,
Bobby Brown. Okay, Bobby
yeah.
Brown, whatever, but she was just as bad as Bobby Brown.
Yeah. You can't blame it on one person, the other you have to take accountability somewhere along the line, you know what I mean? But people, I think people can have role models for different reasons. Like,
Sure.
okay, when you say the Kardashians, okay, they have built an empire. This is a business. I mean, they have the right people in place, their publicists, their promotions, this, that. Look at, yes, it's an empire. What did it start from? Not the best role model in the world. Obviously, they got a break, however that happened. Look, you can start being a role model or like somebody for different reasons. Like Elvis, he's a womanizer. Politicians, they're womanizers, but you can actually like their policies or you can like their music. You don't have to like the whole package. You know what I mean?
No, right, exactly, and that's what everybody. I think, and when you go through life, I think everybody likes you or don't like you. But Richard Hamlin just said something that made a lot of sense. Derek Jeter from the New York Yankees,
Mhm.
always positive press, never seems to get in trouble, always keeps his mouth shut, whatever the hell it is. And you know what? He's still a big role model, even though he doesn't play baseball
Mhm.
anymore. They got their break because Kim was a tag along of Paris Hilton. Okay, that helped. Paris Hilton had the Hilton hotels,
Sure.
and then her Kardashian had the lawyer, and then her
Her
the father,
dad, right?
the lawyer who represented OJ.
Yep.
Whether you like him or not, he's a lawyer. That's his job. He's supposed
Yep.
to support. So it's not his fault that OJ was his client. So let's
Mhm.
like Irv
Right.
Cutler with John Gotti.
Yeah.
That's his job to protect his client. And then the
Mhm.
Bruce Jenner, of course, come out as a woman and did that whole thing. But you know what? I got to give Bruce Jenner a little credit in one way. He waited and waited and waited till his kids were successful before coming out of the closet and
Yeah.
saying what he is, because he probably didn't want to ruin his family's name and stuff. So you got to
Right.
give him credit for that.
Yeah.
It must have been very hard for him.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Well, he did it with, I guess, as much grace as you can.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was really the trailblazer with all that. When he's really the first one, I think, that really came out that was well known, famous, and really opened the doors up for all of that.
I really say. I want to say hello to my good friend. Well, I don't know if she's watching today. Kim Peterson LeFew. Her dog died. Mamma
Oh,
Mia. It was horrible. Mamma
I'm
Mia,
sorry.
15 years old. I can't stand when you lose an animal. I was just
Yeah.
at today at Almost Home Foundation for Dogs where I volunteer. Karen Dean says I've seen her on tour performances. And she's into incorporating satanic worship into her cat acts, and actually said she's a witch. Ooh.
Oh, okay. You're talking about is it Taylor Swift they're talking about?
I'm not quite sure, Karen. Karen Dean just says, I've seen her on tour performing, and she's into incorporating satanic. Well, it can't be Kardashian because she doesn't perform.
No, no, no. Yeah,
Karen
yeah.
can come back and let
That's
me know.
fine.
You talking about Miley Cyrus or you talking about Taylor Swift? Ocean Spit, let us show about big things, guys. Welcoming, congratulations, 44 years to my good friend Blanche and Richard from Norton's. 44. Oh, Karen Dean says, yes, Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
yeah.
We might have to take a picture of that because I might have to use that tomorrow on the show. Okay, so Karen Dean, check it out. Google her shows according.
Okay.
So there you go. There's ups
Hmm.
and downs, and who
Yeah.
knows anymore what's going on in this crazy world. Also, we lost country artist, lost a great entertainer. The great Toby Keith died at the age of 62 years old of stomach cancer.
I didn't know he was sick. I didn't even know he had stomach cancer. I saw that today, this morning, on my way into work, and I was shocked. I had no idea. It was very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. And
Mhm.
yeah, and the old country is what I liked. I love that
Right.
song, I Love This Bar. I mean, it's a great tune. I'm actually going to start doing it because I don't do too much country, but I think it's a
Mhm.
good cartoon.
It's a good
It's interesting. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Twisted Tuesday. My co-host Carol Brandolino. Let's get right to Deutz Power Center, servicing the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. That's Deutz Power Center out of Elgin, Illinois. And let's not forget Armando Supermarkets. Danny Mazzi, buy local, shop local, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin. And Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision auto repair needs. Go to crashchampions.com. Carol, tell us a little bit, anything going on with Encore Music, Brandolino Music?
Well, oh yeah, we're actually having our recital. That's going to be, we haven't had it in quite a few years. We had COVID happening. The place next door to the music store is, that's where we always had it. It's a restaurant, a bar, and it's got a big bar stage in the back. So now it's Corrigan's pub. Actually, Seventh Heaven just played there on Saturday night. My son works there part-time. He's running and bussing there. So he got to see, he loves Seventh Heaven. So he was working. Yeah, they're great guys. So anyway, our recital's coming up February 25th. It's a Sunday, and we're going to, all the kids get up and perform on stage and do their instrument and pick a song. So yeah, we're excited. It's a lot of work going into it, but like I said, we used to get 200 people coming out, parents.
How many kids are performing? Any idea?
This year so far, I think maybe 50, maybe. But again, they might play. A lot of the kids are beginners, so they might just play a little song on their keyboard, that lasts a minute, But some of them, a lot of our teachers are going to be performing. They've formed a band, so they're going to actually perform. They're going to open up the show. They're going to do a halftime or whatever in the middle of the show, intermission type. They're going to play some music, and they're great. They're just they play so well together. And then we'll have the kids will sing or play the guitar, or they pick a song to do. It's a lot of fun, and just seeing the growth of the kids. From a lot of these kids started taking lessons when they were real little. And to be honest, there's a lot of parents that have been talking to Bobby, and it's they have a lot of kids that are on the spectrum. They have autism, and I'll tell you, some of the parents that have gone, and Bobby, he's a very emotional person. I mean, I am too, but music is his life, and these parents have come to him telling him nothing has changed my child more than him or her being here taking music lessons, therapy, counseling, this, that. Just anything. So I'm just letting people know, wherever you live. And if you haven't tried that yet, try a music lesson somewhere, because wherever you, and this has nothing to do with our music store, but people are coming and saying what a difference it makes. And it's proven that because I've looked up some articles, I can't, word for word quote them, but it does help. And a lot of the children, it just music, it helps when they're on the spectrum. And they've seen such a huge change. So I think that's amazing.
Music in general, like you said, music really does help. It really, I don't care what anybody says. When sometimes I do these senior shows, and you look at some of these people who just, and for that hour that you're performing, it brings them back when they were younger. Yes. So these kids can put their mind on something else positive, learning their lesson and learning their first song. Mom, Dad, look what I just learned. Yeah. It's a big establishment. Absolutely. Yeah. Do Dean Martin singing Toby Keith. Oh, that's not a bad idea, Lori. Do Dean Martin singing Toby Keith. I love this bar. Oh, I love the booze. Yeah, that would be good one. Ryan Lewis is in the house. How you doing? Oh, Princess Melissa is in the house. Party Princess from Schaumburg in the house. Also, congratulations to Dana from the Jersey Girls. Just had her baby shower. And her baby boy, nice. Arthur, is going to be born on April 1st. Congratulations to Dana and George. Wonderful. Great people. Mm-hmm. You got to love Ocean's Pit Little Show. Hey, this is funny since you're Greek. We got a couple Greek things.
Oh, bring it
today. Right. This happens in the Italian house. Did it happen in the Greek house, or anybody else that's watching the show right now? Ocean's Pit with Carol Brandolino, co-host Twisted Tuesdays. Growing up, did your parents say, "Don't touch the air conditioner, you're going to get sick"?
No. No. Well, not in my house. Oh, because
there you go. Don't touch the air conditioner, you're going to get sick. When you're trying to turn it up because of the cold. Or don't leave your house with wet hair, you're going to get sick.
Oh, yes, of course. The wet hair and sick, for sure, that happened all the time. But I will tell you, the Italian households, from what I've learned over the last 23 years, I cannot tell you how many times I've had to plug back in my curling iron wherever it sits, because Bobby, they never left anything plugged in their house, in Bobby's grandparents' house, ever. I mean, I have to go in every time I need to use something. I'm like, oh my God, why? So I'll just turn my curling iron on and walk away in the morning. And then when I go back to curl my freaking hair and I got to be at work soon, it's still off because it's not plugged in, because they unplug everything. So I've learned to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, or the other one. Remember, don't go into the water after you eat. I mean, remember that one? Don't. You're going to get a cramp and die and drown. This is. That's all it was. There was nothing like be careful. No, you're going to die. You're going to drown automatically. So
that's why we all have anxiety and PTSD now in our lives with our kids. I try not to be that. They call them helicopter moms, right? It's a term that they use, and I never thought I was one.
Whoa. What's a helicopter mom?
A helicopter mom.
Helicopter mom?
Like you're constantly overbearing and watching over every single move your kid makes because you think they're going to get hurt, or don't do this or don't do that. And I was not one at first. When my son was born, we would hear loud thumps, so loud in the other room, thinking, oh my God, what happened? So he would just be like, I'm okay. Like I go, are you okay? I'm okay. So then he just got trained when he would make a noise in another room and fall, we'd hear from across the house, I'm okay, because he was falling. And it never bothered me then. But when my daughter broke her arm, she broke both of her arms 2.5 years apart. One arm, then the other. That's when I became a helicopter mom. Now I want him to climb a tree. I want him to do shit. He's like, Mom, what is your problem? It's a tree. I'm like, she broke both of her arms. What are you talking about?
God forbid you can crack your head. Richard Hamlin said there's another word for smothered. Okay, another word for smothered.
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. That's a good one. They hover. Melissa says they hover.
Yeah.
What's the other one? What was a soccer mom? I never understood that.
Oh my God. I mean, from what I think, a soccer mom is just, that's what they do. Like they're basically their kids' Uber drivers to all their practices, like an athlete's mom, they're constantly on the go, got their hair up in their little bun. I guess, I don't know, get pissed off at me. I'm going to be a volleyball mom pretty soon. So I don't know what it is, but I know I'm an Uber driver now. So I don't think much is going to change. I drive my kids everywhere.
There you go. Carol says, I'm Austrian and Hungarian, grew up the same way. So every nationality has got something that your parents used to tell you, blah, 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 blah. They're going to give you the horn. Got it. This goes out to people that live on the south side in Tinley Park. Little Joe's has been there for many, many years. Sold, says goodbye. Another mom and pa restaurant closing, which is really sad. And that's what I'm always trying to promote, small businesses. March 10th, daily savings time coming March 10th. So
thank God. Okay.
That, right, folks? Here's an interesting story, honey. Tim Marat, 21 years old. Doctors said that he will never be able to walk again at 21 years old. Competed in a marathon and did the whole race. See, I really believe that it's in your heart and in your family and people behind you and the drive that you have. There's so many athletes said you'll never do this again or never do this again, and they come back and they come back even stronger. 21-year-old kid, man. Can you imagine telling the doctor said you'll never walk again, Carol?
Yeah, I think that is first of all, I think it's a terrible thing for a doctor to say to somebody, just that you're never going to, because, well, for some people, it might push them a little harder and they're going to be some people are just determined. And I do believe that certain things are mind over matter. Some things, I know certain things, look, we have no control over. Sure. But mind over matter, manifestation, I talk about this all the time. My friends make fun of me. I truly believe if you want something badly enough, I mean, not talking necessarily health-wise and things that we really have no control over. Yeah. You can do it if you want it badly enough. You just have to take the steps and you have to not quit, because sometimes it takes 10 years to get what you want or 15 years to get what you want. But if you quit, you're never going to get it. So it's how badly do you want this? How much do you love
Absolutely. it? And the drive that the people behind you, your loved ones, push you and support you. And that's how that works. I want to say hello to my good friend Stella is in the house. Also, Esther Barrett. one of the original bass players for the great Bob Marley and the Wailers, also passed away at the age of 77 years old. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. Having a good day today. Actually, February 3rd, which was a couple days ago, the day the music died, when the airplane crashed with Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, and Richie Valens. Buddy Holly would have been 88 years old if he was still alive. Big Bopper would have been 94 years old, and Richie Valens would have been 83 years old. Horrible. That was a big
What a
thing.
movie.
Yeah,
The
what a
Mama.
movie, what a song. American Pie by Don McLean is dedicated to that. Crazy stuff here, folks. We got some birthdays in the house here. Let's see what we got here. Chef Claudio, my good buddy chef from the used to be from Tuscany for many, many years. Now he's at Osteria in Oak Brook celebrating a birthday. Farrah Fawcett, farmer Charlie Angels, Sharika. Is she a singer? 47 years old.
I don't know.
Shakaria? Am I pronouncing
Shaka
it?
Khan? Is it Shaka
Oh,
Khan?
no, not Shaka Khan.
Oh,
47 years old. There you go.
Shakira.
That's it.
That's
Shakira.
That's the
You
hips
know what?
don't lie.
I don't know about new stuff. I have no clue.
It's the
Sounds like
hips don't lie.
There you go. Thank you, Stella. It's like something you get in high school. Shakira. Christy Brinkley, model, 70 years old.
Wow.
Dolph Lundgren, of course, from the Rocky films, turned 66. Bruce Gordon from the Cave Dwellers, my good buddy Bruce. How you doing? Nick Caruso, former owner of Jilly's downtown on Rush Street. Michael Qualtera, another great friend of mine. Frank Tarkington from the Minnesota Vikings, turns 84 years old. Chicago Blackhawk, the chief himself, of course, the great Dennis Savard, celebrating a birthday. Ross Valerie from the band Journey. God, you gotta love it. Dave Davies from the band The Kinks, one of my favorite bands of all time. Alice Cooper, 76 years old today. Happy birthday, everybody. Carol, I hope you're doing good, honey. What do you got planned? What do you got planned for the Super Bowl coming up next Sunday?
You know what? I don't know yet. I don't do any, if we get invited somewhere, I'd rather go to a person's house if we're going to do anything, but my mom's a huge fan. She's just a huge, sports fan. She loves football. She loves baseball, but, her team's not in it, but she just had knee surgery about a week and a half ago, full knee replacement. So, she's on the mend, which is great. So I figure maybe I'll have her over to the house and we'll just hang out and do the Super Bowl, but, nothing crazy. Wait a minute. Are you doing something for the Super Bowl?
I'm going to go to my buddy Dave's house. And I'm going to
Okay.
there and
I didn't know if you were
kick
going to
back
be performing.
But it's going to be interesting with the squares. You pick the squares in between the 49ers and the Chiefs. There's going to be a couple new square cards that we're putting out. How many times they show Taylor is going to be one of the bets. Does her boyfriend propose at the end if they win? Is another one. And does she make a guest appearance on halftime with Usher?
Oh, I want to get in on those squares. I would buy some squares on that. Definitely.
That should be very interesting. Okay, now listen to this. You're Greek, and I know you're Greek and Italian. You married into an Italian, so
Right.
Greek.
Right.
These are the top 11 or 13 things Italian. If you date or marry an Italian, what to expect.
Oh, a woman or a man, or does it matter?
A man.
Oh, okay.
A man marries a Greek woman or dating a woman. What to expect? A couple things here. They know everything because everyone is. They know everything because they know everyone else's business too.
Okay.
Number 12. And you can tell me yes or no.
I'm going to tell you, yeah. Okay.
Okay. You get number 11 do you get rich on name day? What does that mean?
Your name day. Yeah. Okay. So like if you're named after a saint, if your name is John after St. John the Baptist, they give you, you get gifts. It's bigger than a birthday in Greece. So,
Really?
Your name day is typically bigger than a birthday. It's like a religious kind of a holiday for you. So yeah, it depends if you fall on that name day or not. Mine, I got screwed. I got the shaft on that. I found out at 40 something. What the hell's Carol? It's not a Greek name. I was named after my grandmother. Kaliroi is her name in Greek. Okay.
All right.
So Kaliroi, I really need my friend Nikki right now because she knows everything about all of this stuff. And so I said, when the hell's my name day? I never got a fucking piece of candy. Nothing. nothing. My brother's John, so he has a big one. It's like January 7th, I believe, for St. John the Baptist. I got nothing. I was named after one of the 9 muses. They don't have a name day? I don't know. I think
Mauricio doesn't have a name date either, and and
yeah.
I get screwed because I get screwed on that, and because my birthday's the 28th of December.
Right, you get screwed for sure.
Here's one. Here's one for
Okay.
you. This was number Greek moms or Greek girlfriends open other people's mail. Is that true?
Greek moms open. Okay, I probably have opened a little bit of mail here and there, but that was in my house. Okay, not other people's mail. That shit's put me in jail. What was the other one? What was the other one? I don't remember.
Oh, wait. That was an opening mail. Number 10. They can see your future in a cup of coffee or
Yeah, I
tea.
told you about that. That's that with the older Greek women that knew how to. That's I don't know. It's only the older ones that can do that. I don't think that we have that gift now. I sure don't. I don't.
What about they never tell you their actual? Never tell you their actual age.
Oh no. Okay. For me, I tell my age to everybody. I don't care. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to lie. So I tell the age.
And yeah, it's important. And this one here is number 8, but it also has to do, I think, with all grandmothers. The grandmothers always wear black, and that's the same thing with Italians, and I'm sure in a lot of other nations. That was number
Well,
8.
yeah.
Yeah.
Once they're widowed, they do. They don't. They wear black for the rest of their lives.
And some of them never remarry again, do they, Carol?
No, actually, most don't. My grandmother, one of my grandmothers did, because hers very, very young. And so she had one son. And then when she got married, then with my grandpa, had 5 daughters. So yes, that was, it wasn't the norm to get remarried. It really isn't. But she was very, very young, widowed. So, and my other grandmother, she never got remarried, and her husband died very young as well. My dad was only 4 when his dad
And there
died.
you go. Sherry goes, yeah, only if their husband dies. Thank you, Sherry. Kelly Marino, hope you're doing well. Nanette says, old school. Stella, my mother wore black for my dad for the last 10 years. I agree. That's still in there.
Mhm.
Number 7, Greek women have face conversations
Oh,
on their face. Tilt the
yes,
head, move this.
1,000%. I just yelled at my daughter the other day, and I said, God, she's a little shit. I said, do you realize the look you're making on your face right now when you just watch this person walk in where we were at? We were at a little Greek cafe, like a deli in Palos Hills, because we were visiting my mom, and she had made this look. And I said, what are you doing? Oh my God, I hope she's not looking at you. Your face, she goes, what'd I do? I said, you make faces and they look terrible, and people are going to know what you're thinking. She's like, well, where do you think I got that from, Mom? And I
Oh, my
try,
God.
but I can't. Listen,
See,
you know what I call this line here?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it right here. It's
What
called
is it?
it's called my what the fuck line, my
What the-
WTF line. That's my line, and I want to get rid of it. I want to get injected.
Well, but no one would know then.
I don't need them to know. I just don't want that line there. That's how long I've been doing this face. I make this face like, are you serious?
You want to laugh. We were talking about this before the show. Mike, our cousin Rhonda, Laura's cousin Rhonda, she's doing the eyebrow thing. And I want
yes.
to do my eyebrows.
I
So
wanna
we
do
should
it.
do that live, me and you on that. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes, I want to do it.
I think it's important.
I had to draw them on today from
Yeah,
the
mine are horrible. They get gray. One goes here, one goes
done.
there, and everything doesn't work right. Number 6, Greek mothers or wives, they really get involved in Greek soccer. They're really into all that. Is that true?
I think well, yes, I guess my kids didn't really play a ton of sports at a young age. But yes, one of my friends, all her kids played soccer. They were very involved in all their sports. And yeah, I don't know. I think the more old school ones did, for sure.
School ones, yeah. How about this? Now, 4 and 5 are kind of similar. A lot of hand slapping and a lot of leg hitting the leg all the time.
Yes.
My mother does that too all the time. I think that's just old school mothers, right?
It is.
Or always give you like this when she laughs. Always give you a slap.
Yeah. I do that to people. Their arms, I'm very touchy feely, and people take that the wrong way sometimes. And I feel bad, but it just, somebody said to me, can you talk without moving your hands? And I was like, can you talk without moving your mouth? Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You know what this is? It's an Italian with a speech impediment.
Right. Me too. I can't do it. It's just not me. I've always talked with my hands.
You're going to have to help me with number 3. They're always saying ta, Mattia, suo, Dia Cata Tesserera.
Oh fuck. Okay, hold on. Tamatiasu ine. What's the last word?
Dekatessera.
Tamatiasu ine. So tamatiasu ine means your eyes are. But that last word you're saying, wait, right? Say it again. I'll write it.
D is in David.
Okay.
Ekatessera.
Decatesera. Oh, well, decatesera means 14. So I wonder if that means something about, I don't know what that means, but decatesera is 14. That's
there
so
we
your
go.
eyes are 14.
Okay. So
Resting bitch face? Oh,
there it goes, resting the bitch face.
resting bitch face. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry's a good friend of mine. Sherry's been a friend of mine since I was 15 years old. Okay.
God bless you, Sherry. Thanks for watching, honey. Number 2, and we all know this, they're always saying Malaka this, Malaka that.
Yeah. You know what that means?
What is the actual word? Because I know, like, in Italian, there's one word that means a lot of different things. What's the actual definition of the word Malaka?
It's a bad word. It's a J off,
Jag off.
Right.
Right,
I usually don't care about saying
that's okay. I mean, that's all right. Okay. All right. So
the F word fly like it's Tic Tacs coming out of my mouth. But that other one, for some reason, I can't for some reason. But that's what that means.
Well, when Annette just says stick, Annette, your cousin, stick Nefis.
No, she even wrote it wrong. It's skatana. It's supposed to be skatana fas, which means eat shit. Okay. She didn't even write it right.
Richard Hamlin goes, "This is one of the best words ever." And here's one. Number 1. Okay. If you're going to marry a Greek woman, marry or date, get ready to be spit on.
Oh, shit. Well,
my mother always, "Si disgraziato," poof, to my dad. My mom. Oh, my God. Oh, that's number 1. Get spat on. Wow. Is that true?
No. Let me tell you something. Italians do that more than I've never seen a Greek. Maybe they have it. Listen, no one ever spit on me like that unless they were doing it for the good reason, like the mati, where they're tutu. Because if somebody spit on me, I would kick the shit out of them.
I would kick out of shit.
But yeah, I don't know. I've seen the Italians. I've seen them.
That I know for a fact.
The worst thing you could do to somebody is
spit on their face. It's real bad. Now, here's another word I didn't know. Albert from the Ron Onesti organization, who's Italian, says that pusti means queer.
It is. Yeah, pusti. Yeah, that's what it means.
Now, okay. So, but you can't use that queer word anymore. What's the right word now?
But pusti, I mean, in Greek, you could say anything you want. Who's going to understand it? I mean, who gives a shit about being politically correct? That's why we learn how to speak a different language.
That's why that's right. Absolutely. Right. You're watching Ocean Spit, little show about big things called Twisted Tuesdays with my co-host every Tuesday, the great Carol Brandolino. Carol, okay, here's a question here real fast. We got another sponsor real fast, folks. We got to thank our good friends. Let's not forget our good buddies from, Don Esteban Cigars. Don't forget to get the new Tony Ocean cigar hand rolled sent right to your house. 727-366-7536. Roy McCampbell, if you're looking for a lawyer, Roy is the man. A statewide law practice that is client-focused, results-driven, 708-275-4264. And don't forget Trico Hair Experts right out of Rosemont, Illinois, recreating great hair days, 773-999-7888. Carol, people going out, a lot of single people. It's very hard to date. I think we talked about this on the show. But here's the question for today for you. Do females ask the men these days to go on a date?
So from what I've seen and heard right now, I work with a lot of different age groups, and they don't ask them. It's all on a text, or it's social media, or it's through their phone. That's the problem.
No, but I'm saying, do they start it? Yeah. Do they actually say yes?
I think they do. I think the younger ones do. Like, hey, let's go hang out. I think they are starting to realize, some of them, is, this somebody's they're not going to do it first, or if they're shy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely more women are getting out there and just initiating. I think it's more now than it ever has been, for sure.
It's definitely, and I think since a lot of women out there do make more money than men, everything has definitely changed on that end. And then the question is, when they ask them out for a drink or dinner or coffee, does that mean the woman has to pay?
Okay, so this is my opinion. If I ask somebody to come out and meet me for coffee or a drink, I would always offer to pay. If you're going on something new and you're just getting to know somebody, I would always offer to pay, or pay half or whatever. Let's go and.
Well, I'm talking about if you're dating a person.
If you're dating a person, okay.
So if the girl calls, hey, you want to come out for a drink, does that mean that the girl pays that bill, or no?
That I don't even.
And if she initiates it, that's
Yeah, I mean,
I would never let that happen. But the new generation, new rules, who knows? You know what I mean?
think that they should offer. I think that they should absolutely offer at least. Yeah, they should offer. I mean, you got to take out your wallet sometimes. I think it at least shows that you're not expecting the guy to pay for everything all the time. I mean, after you've been with somebody for many years, your money's together and, all that, it gets different. But when you're dating, I think everybody needs to kind of offer every once in a while. And a friend of mine is just going to now getting back out in a dating scene, and she's older. And we had this conversation the other day. She's just not wanting to do this and not wanting to get out there and date. And I said, it's okay to ask some pretty big questions the first couple dates, because why waste your time? Like if you know for sure, listen, I'm not going to be getting married again, or I'm not going to obviously have kids. She's older, or this is what I'm looking for, and what I'm not looking for. What are you looking for? Like the first couple dates, I think you need to do that. Why waste your time?
Important, because if those 3 or 4 questions are answered in the beginning, you kind of know right where to go. Like for instance, if you're a smoker, some people
That's a
don't
deal
like
breaker
smoking.
for a lot of people.
A lot of people. So right, or look, if you're a big gambler, big drinker, do you party too much? That's like the 3, 4 no-nos, because some women or some men probably don't want to go through that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's got to be difficult. I think Jerry Maselli's watching. Old school guy. I think, I don't know. I think a man should always pay. That's just me. But once you get married, it's a different story, because everything is together. But I'm talking about when a guy wants to date a girl. But who knows anymore, man? If the woman, even if she asks, the man should step up and say, don't worry about it. I got this. That's what I think a respectable man should do. But you know what? These days, everything's changed. You got to watch what you say now, because who knows? Now we're going to get letters going, what are you talking about? Why should we have to pay?
Let me tell you something that happened to anybody out there that's watching or listening. Now, I've been bartending on the side for 20 something years. Okay. I've been in the restaurant business since I was 12, making hot dogs, hamburgers, fast food. And then while the kids were growing up, I bartended a few nights a week, and I was, doing good. When social media and that dating started, where they'd meet on these sites, I've had people come and sit at the bar and like, oh, I'm meeting somebody here today I've not met. So they tell the bartender everything, right? I had a guy come there. He got there early, and he said to me, I'm going to give you my credit card now, but my name is Joe. Like, he did not want me to use his real name. His name, but was on the credit card, was his real name. He goes, so my name is Joe. And I was like, oh, okay. So he was real shady. Okay. Real shady. And I'm like, I can't wait to see who's going to meet him. So the girl met him there, and I kind of like lurked around, and they talked a little bit to me. And I was like, oh, you guys are on our new date. I'll tell you what I did. And I don't give a shit if anybody thinks I'm a CB or not. But when he went to the bathroom, I told her, you need to get the fuck out of here now. He is no good. Go. Here's an early Christmas present for you. Trust me. Do not go any further with this guy.
Did the lady leave?
She left. She made it. She shortened the date. She didn't leave like right then and there, but I think she must have done something where she's like, oh, I got to go. Or maybe she just didn't go back up, but she was like, thank you so much. I don't know. You don't know. I'm sorry. I'm all about, if that's my daughter meeting a guy out. No, I mean, he was shady as hell. And so people do this, and they meet at these places, and they're not saying their real name. They're not telling you who they are. If you're going to meet something like that, definitely meet them in a public place and make friends with the bartender, because I tell people that I know come
Yeah.
here and act like you don't know me if you're going on a
Yeah.
first date. And when you go to the bathroom, I'm going to ask this guy, oh, is this a first date? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
shady maybe
So
too,
you're
but
going to
I
find out, right?
know
Uh,
my friend,
You know what? I want to say hello to a dear friend of mine and one of the greatest singers in the Chicagoland area. My good friend Regina Karma is watching. Me and Regina, we're going to be in Louisiana at the Louisiana Downs, opening a brand new casino on February 16th and 17th. Regina says, if I asked, I'd offer. If you let me pay, I'd keep an eye out for the date. Number 2, laugh out loud. If he wore flip flops on the first date, I'm not paying shit. I'm watching.
I love that.
Now,
That's
what is
awesome.
with that? I mean, now listen, when you go out to restaurants, this flip flop stuff, in the summer, sports
Right.
bar, okay, if that's true. When you go to fine dining, I don't know. I just don't understand what happened to the dress code. I just don't understand it. It is what it is. It's crazy. Oh, Nanette wants to know, did she at least leave a tip?
Oh, I was going to say that too. That I don't even remember, but I was going to say this. I watch how the guy tips when I'm on. Listen, if I'm on a date, do you know how many times in the past, even with friends, sometimes there are certain friends aren't the best tippers. I always like lag behind, and I'll give the server or the bartender extra money because I don't know how to tell somebody because it might be offensive to them about you did not tip enough because I've been in the business my whole life and you're a shit box because I read a column or an article the other day and somebody said tipping's optional. And I
No.
thought, you are running somebody's ass off for $7 an hour. What do you it's optional? Are you kidding me? Like that's
These
something
people rely. Some of these people rely on their bills because they make barely anything. Tips you need. I believe if they do a good job, if they do their job, doesn't even have to be
yes,
good. Just do their job. It
right.
should be 20%.
I agree.
Just for them doing their job.
Mhm.
If they do an extra job, throw them an extra whatever.
Yeah.
Even if they do a shitty job, you still got to give them their money because you know what? You don't know the circumstance. They might be short staffed. They might be blah blah blah. You can't say that to somebody. I'm not going to tip you because you know what? That's how they're relying on their tips. Uh,
Mhm.
and it's crazy. You should tip, but in Europe, it's
Mhm.
not mandatory. They don't
No,
tip you.
no. I mean, it's not mandatory anywhere. I'll tell you, I've had people recently, not even that long ago, that left nothing. And I ran, you run your ass off and they'll sit there for 2 hours and take up 2 seats at your bar that could have flipped 3 times
Yeah,
with
yeah.
my regular customers that come and normally sit there and over tip because they're your regulars and their drink before they walk in the door. I have their stuff set out on the bar.
No.
I don't ever want to be around a person physically in person if they tell me tips are optional because it's going to be a nasty argument.
I agree. Patrice, I overtip. Stella, you should tip. That's their hard-earned money. Larry, how you doing, my buddy? Larry, happy anniversary to you and your lovely wife. 20 to 30%. Dennis from Lake Geneva, 20%. But many newcomers to America don't tip. Ryan Lewis, my buddy, how you doing? Richard says, not only that, most places make the claim 20% of their sales. And in Jerry Maselli in Italy, which I did know this, they charge you a fee. It's called a sitting fee. To sit
Oh,
down, they actually charge you for that just to sit down. In Las Vegas, my buddy went into one of the places and they charged him $2 per person just to sit down at that table.
yeah. I mean, there's got to be a minimum. I wish you could put a minimum on certain things at certain times, on weekends, whatever. I mean, even COVID, when you had a lot less seating available at restaurants because they had to be so far apart, so you lost half your seating. We had to put a limit on your seating time, and people complained about it. Like it was like, I don't know, an hour and 20 minutes or something. And people complain, but we're trying to tell them we have half of our seating capacity right now because it has to be 10 feet apart or whatever.
Yeah.
I think people just don't understand the business sometimes and they don't get it, but it is what it is. But you shouldn't go out if you don't know how to, have the etiquette.
I agree with you. You're watching
Yeah.
Ocean's 8. My friend Penny was on a show on Friday for Cinderella Closet.
Yes, amazing.
What a great job she's doing
Yeah.
all that. She said, "Hi Tony, happy Sunday. I have a question. I don't want to know if you talk about it in your show, but someone in her real estate office, their house burned down, and luckily no one was hurt. The dogs are okay, but literally have nothing. Was completely destroyed. No clothes, no food for dogs. Nothing. They stayed in the hotel. They moved to a hotel with the same clothes they had on. And they have two little kids. It's got to be crazy. Whatever you guys, man, it's time to give when we need it. Look at House Fire organized by Hyra Claudio. So it's HAYRACAUDILLO. Fund me page. Horrible to I just can't imagine losing everything like that.
No,
it's
no,
crazy.
it's like a
Crazy.
it's like a death. I mean, you lose your past. I know you're lucky everybody's safe, but you lose everything that you have, your memories, your pictures, your clothes. I mean, things that can't, they can be replaced, but they can't. Some of those old, things that you lose. Do you know if the people that lost their house, if they have kids that are in school?
No, but I can find out. I can find
find out. If you can find out for me, I can actually, I might be able to help them out with something on my end.
Okay, we'll definitely look into that. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Carol Brendolino here, my co-host every Tuesday for Twisted Tuesdays. There will always, this came out from my friend Helen Tenuta. Helen, if you're watching, hello, my dear. There will always be someone who twists everything you say to make themselves look innocent. They really are the most vile, bitter human beings you know.
It's a narcissist. That's what that is. Yeah, they're going to twist it around on you.
Another word for the narcissist. It's funny that you should say that because someone was saying one of the quotes, a friend will help you find something when you lose it. A narcissist will be the one who stole it and still help you find something that that was lost. So interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this stuff. You call them swear words. I call them sentence enhancers.
I love it. Oh, that's perfect. It's
Michael Sandstone from Arizona. Now, I mentioned this yesterday about the migraines. You heard the story in New York City. An independent reporter interviewed one of the illegal criminals that beat the police department. Some of the police guys from New York. Mm-hmm. They said they were robbed, and then they go back to Florida to spend the money. So the reporter goes, well, why don't you just go rob people in Florida? And the gentleman, the criminal said, because they lock you up.
Right. There's consequences in Florida. That's why. Criminals aren't that stupid.
No, you're absolutely right. Richard from Lake Geneva. COVID was a real epidemic, but since the beginning of time, there's always been epidemics. Unfortunately, with the media hype and political bullshit, it was also used to scare the shit out of everyone. Well, guys, I'm going to just tell you on my story about that, and it's really quick, very short, and I've been saying it since it started. In October of 2020, I did receive COVID-19 when I was working in Wisconsin, and because Illinois was closed. My buddy got it out there. I came home. He called me and says, Tony, you might want to get checked. I got COVID. So I went to get checked and with no symptoms. And I sat in my bed for 8 weeks with no symptoms. And my doctor said I was probably a carrier, but every time I went to Rolling Meadows High School to get tested, it was always positive for 6-7 weeks. Yeah. After like the 7th week, I go, I'm going to get tested somewhere else. I went to Walgreens one day and it was negative. I went to CVS the next day. It was negative. I went back to Alexian Brothers Hospital. It was positive. All those hospitals made $20,000 for every positive test.
My kids were positive for 6 weeks, never had a symptom. And I'm like, and they couldn't leave the house. 6 weeks they were positive and never had a symptom. Both my kids, I didn't even realize that was happening with the hospitals. But yeah, they got tested at the hospital. The drive-through at the hospital. They would come out to your car.
And, I get it. Unfortunately, we did lose a lot of people. What's interesting, what I found out was that Illinois was completely closed, except for Lollapalooza and when Guns N' Roses came to town. They opened everything up. Hypocrites. But Florida was completely open, and the total amount of people who passed away in Illinois are the same amount of people that died in Florida. One was open, one was closed. I also believe it had something to do with your blood,
of course,
whatever it was. Yeah. Some people are affected differently, Right. And, it's crazy as it is. It's nuts. And the tests were faulty, I think, whatever it was, you know what I mean? I don't know. And they sent you these home kit ones, and you look at the date they're expired. I mean, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. Yeah. It really is. We are coming down to the last minute here on Twisted Tuesday. Anything you want to mention real fast, Carol?
Well, you know what? And I will definitely talk about, just so you know, I'll be updating everybody on my teeth issues here that I'm going to be getting implants, which is really pathetic at my age, but I cannot. It's like my biggest nightmare to be losing teeth. We have nightmares about losing teeth, right?
Wait a minute. I do all the time. They say that means you're supposed to make money. Is that true?
Well, I'm fucking waiting. I'm starting to lose them like left and right. So hopefully the pot of gold is coming soon, because the amount of money that you spend on this, because insurance doesn't cover it, like implants and stuff like that.
No,
but I do have to say, this elite dental specialist, and the only reason I'm saying this, they're in like Aurora, St. Charles, Plainfield. I went to Plainfield. She took me in last minute. I had to get an old crown pulled out, and underneath the tooth was so bad it was getting infected. I freaked out, and she did it all like they got me in 20 minutes. Like, I was begging, please, can I get in there to get this done? And she got it done. And now they're actually going to like work with me. I have like a tooth missing here. I need to get my partial. So if I laugh and I got a tooth missing, and if somebody wants to go ahead. I mean, it is
my
what it is.
teeth are the worst. The worst. I want to get something done
on me right now. Not my like anything on my face other than my eyelashes, but whatever. Don't be a hater.
That's because you're natural, and you're natural, and you tell it like it is. That's why everybody loves you, Carol. Makes a lot of sense, folks. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to have a debate about Taylor Swift. So make sure the good, the positive, the bad, whatever it is. We have Mike and Tracy from Good Clean Fun with their brand new Taylor Swift experience. I want to find out what Tracy and Michael think of this whole show. Taylor Swift thing. Thursday, my lovely wife, Laura Ocean, will be back in the studio with us. And Friday, we have a special guest, which I'll be announcing tomorrow. Thursday night, we'll be at Are We Live in Burr Ridge. Lisa P. and Jerry Jams. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse. And Saturday at Bellagio in Roselle, guys. February 13th, next 2 shows during the day. We're at Rock and Rolly Ravioli in the new restaurant in St. Charles. Ron Onesti does it again with Bill Saratella, Dean and Frank show. At night, Mojo's Jukebox is opening for Mr. Big in St. Charles, 80s hair band. Wednesday was at the Vixen Theater with Ocean's, Rat Pack, and McHenry. Thursday, Venutis with the main event band. Friday, Saturday will be in Louisiana Downs with my good friend and the great singer, the great Regina Karma. I'm excited about that. Dan Dillon in the house, drummer for my good band, of course, Mojo's Jukebox. And that's right, Danny. Hope you're doing well. All right, guys. Laura Mizzi from Bugsy's in the house, and Rosara and Rosati's Pizza in Lakemore. Laura, how are you doing, my dear friend? All right, guys. Buy local, shop local. But before that, one last time for our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, folks. Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona. Get ready for the Super Bowl with Ace. They're stocked up with grills, grilling accessories, large variety of rubs, spices to make your game experience a winning one. They offer free assembly and delivery on grills, accessory purchases up to $399 and up. And the ground dog has spoken. We will have an early spring. Be ready for the JRC Hardware Ace stores. They're stocked with all your spring, lawn, garden needs. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Ace, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, buy local, shop local, support local establishments and live entertainment. Support people like my good buddy Bobby Brandolino from Brandolino Encore Music in Shorewood. And you guys have a great. Carol, have an incredible week, honey, and hope you guys are well. Guys, we'll be back. She'll be back next Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Buy local, shop local. The great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Everybody have a great day. Nick Sahaj is the piano man. Bye-bye, honey.
Time to go. It's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have an incredible day. Be nice to everybody. Life is tough right now. Grab onto somebody. Tell them how much you love them. Tell your friends and family how much you love them, because you'll never know if they'll be there tomorrow.